boots.
The red ones, I don't actually know what the name is yet.
But
it just came out a couple of days ago, so I'm still doing my memorization.
Yeah, it did not actually end up mattering at all.
Yeah, the red shoes did not carry. All right, we're into the draft. Let's see what we get. C9 chose blue side here in this one. And now we've got the Azir, the LeBlanc, the Nautilus all banned away. Meanwhile, it's Dignitas removing the Orianna and the Karma.
Okay, so with Ashe Seraphine gone, with Ezreal Karma very, very gone. I mean, Varus is still up and available. Some Caitlyn lanes, you know, Caitlyn Bard or something like that. See if we can get some. I mean, are they actually just gonna let it go all the way through here? Then there's a lot of laughing going on. They did ban Palafox's LeBlanc. Maybe that's what the laughing is about, because last time around, or quite a while ago actually now, you know, they let APA have his Ziggs, and Palafox was like, yeah, nobody counterpicks this guy. They're always like, oh, APA Ziggs is crazy, and they slammed him with the LeBlanc counterpick into his APA Ziggs. So maybe it's time for APA Ziggs this game, because they protection banned Palafaker's counter LeBlanc to it, which was successful when he played it versus them last time. But Dignitas also did give up that Varus that we were talking about, and the Ziggs was their final ban. So since you see the LeBlanc ban, they're like, all right, fine, no Ziggs.
Yeah, we know what you're trying to do.
He doesn't have any other counters. But that does mean, because they opt to ban the Ziggs, they give over the Varus.
Yeah, very powerful pick in that one. The response from Dignitas is going to be a Lucian and Taliyah first and second pick.
Interesting here. FBI Lucian. He has had some good ones and some blooper ones. So
some blooper ones. I like that.
There's been a wide variety. Big variance there. So let's see what it is this time around. Nocturne, though, I think always quite good when you compare it. Well, there we go with Neeko.
Okay.
Engage. You turn out the lights and you get this crazy engage. Very difficult to deal with. Neeko already is kind of hard to keep track of and gets these crazy snap engages, but with a Nocturne on top of it as well. Good team fighting, and then also Nocturne can put a lot of pressure on these side lanes, assuming that Dignitas are going to try and play the map here, since they mid-game, you rotate your Lucian into the mid lane, and you get your Taliyah making, you know, Taliyah wall plays around the map. So Nocturne, very, very good kind of global answer there.
All right, let's see what we get here in the second half of the bans with Lucian, Nami locked in versus Varus and Neeko. I'm curious what our solo lanes are going to shape up to be. There also is always a possibility APA is one of the players who can do Neeko mid, so that is also always potentially there, although I am expecting it to most likely be bottom.
Yeah. Well, they Rise is still up and available. They could do the Rise into Taliyah as well, if APA wanted to dabble there. Of course, the Orianna has been banned most frequently, so still not going to be able to have that option. And Dignitas honestly not really even concerned with any of the answers here into Taliyah. They're going to opt to ban, you know, the Rakan. And so, like you're saying, they're giving credit to APA's ability to play the mid lane Neeko, and honestly his preference also, not just ability on the champion, but it's definitely one of the ones that he does really like playing into the mid lane. So they're accounting for the flex pick.
While on the C9 side, going to ban out Pantheon. First one of their two here in the second half. Ambessa, last ban of the draft for Dignitas.
Okay, no Thanatos Ambessa. That is definitely a good one. Very, very big carry potential.
And the
for Mr. Thanatos. I mean, Euphoria is Cyclo Sword. We haven't seen a Cyclo Sword yet, but the new Voltaic is quite powerful, and Neferi is a good user of it. So kind of do like the Neferi ban. A little bit of a new season, new patch ban, if we can try and draw some threads here.
Yeah, come to some conclusions.
We get the classic, you know, with Pantheon and Neferi both taking the bans. Oh, actually, they're not going for the Taliyah combo.
Kind of surprised.
So they're not going to get the super easy point and click combination, but can still go for good Xin angle here. Into the Varus is pretty good.
Okay. Caitlyn going to be picked by C9. So that is looking like top lane Varus.
Okie dokie. That's not the flex that we were most focused on.
No.
But is a popular one.
Yep.
And Thanatos, with the flex being revealed already, means it is technically a blind one, assuming the Galio is, gonna go to APA and they're gonna swap the Neeko down to Vulcan. But I mean, they could swap it the other way if they want. But it's basically a blind Varus. As the flex was revealed here. And so Photon's pick of choice into the Varus is a Jax, which if you do get junglers up there, you can definitely put a lot of pressure. But if the Varus gets to like build up his own lead, and you get to the points where it's like, oh, Varus has steel caps already and has this really, has good levels into some of the base abilities already. So you play off your base damages. The Jax all-ins can start to lose some of their power. So I want to see how early both junglers will influence that top side. And of course, APA, since he does have the Galio, also has the option of going up there. Nocturne Galio, great at making those roams, similar to Taliyah.
Yeah, Nocturne Galio is some scary stuff when they get involved. Paranoia, plus the heroic entrance coming down right on top of it. All of a sudden, a situation can go from a 1v1 to a 3v1 very, very quickly. I did like the early game in game number 1 from eXyu. Remember that he was the one who got first blood. He was constantly invading Blaber, trying to steal Gromps, trying to steal chickens, making the pressure of his bottom lane feel felt by the enemy jungler as well. Unfortunately, like we saw, it fell apart in the mid game, but hopefully he can repeat his early game success in this one and just have a better transition to the rest of the phases.
Yeah, and unfortunately for him, his bottom lane is going to be playing into a Caitlyn Neeko here, so they might not have the same pressure.
Yeah, Caitlyn Neeko can be some pretty scary stuff. You get caught by one Tangle Barb, all of a sudden there's a snap trap right below you, that gets armed, headshot comes in right after. Not a good combination.
Oh, and they lost the war over the brush ward. Zven and Vulcan were able to auto down the Dignitas ward that they put in this middle side brush here. And so they gain the extra advantage. Okay. Second trinket used already for the bottom lane here. Both Ignar and FBI using their trinket wards and just being able to get the most defensive one.
All right, early battles for the vision can determine so much about the overall state of the lane. Remember that in game number 1, we did have our junglers both starting on the top side of the map, pathing towards the bottom. This time around, not quite the same story.
Yeah, and with the pushing assumed bottom lane on the other side, since like we're talking about with the Caitlyn Neeko, they're going to have advantage. Blaber says, fine, it's my turn to do the early invades. And so Blaber, right after his Raptors, he walks over a ward, because the defensive Dignitas ward is there, and since they're kind of expecting this. But so he walked over that ward. Thank you, observers. Bottom side is trading very heavily, though.
Yeah, Vulcan down to 200 HP. FBI down to 300 himself.
Oh, they're
C9 hits level 2.
Yeah, you saw the blast cone over. They're going to try and chase him out. Palafox is taking time away from mid to do this as well. All right, that is going to give over the mid push here to APA, who's going to be able to shove this cannon wave very quickly. Punch that cannon minion, make sure he gets it. And they basically chase Blaber out of fully splitting the lane here, which I think is quite good to do versus Caitlyn lanes. You don't want Zven and Vulcan to have a fully split jungle where you let Blaber take over the entire blue quadrant.
Yeah.
So that they know, like, oh yeah, we have super good vision. And so here we go. This is what we're talking about, Flowers. Time is running out for Dignitas as we approach playoffs. Now, these odds that you're seeing up here, the odds they just showed, the odds if they beat Cloud9 or if they lose Cloud9, obviously drop down to like 13% or whatever there if they end up losing this series. But it could be even less. Though when they calculate those odds, like for stats, they're assuming, oh, it's just the number of scenarios that still exist where you get in, and they're assuming like, oh, it's like 50, every game is 50-50. But if you're actually looking at the games and you're like, does Dignitas really have a 50-50 chance versus like Cloud9 or something, and you think it's a slimmer chance than that, then even those numbers might actually be a bit lower in reality.
Well, those numbers, even as they're presented, are very scary stuff.
Yeah.
Winning puts you at a 26, losing a 13.
Not a lot of scenarios.
No.
Where you're getting in.
That is some dicey stuff. Dignitas are going to need everything they can get if they want to stay in contention for making it to playoffs. eXyu thinking about invading the enemy chicken camp, but he's spotted out. Blaber is not going to allow this.
He's thinking the same thing. All right, well, good little defense here from Blaber. Not going to let eXyu get away with it and chase him off. I mean, eXyu will be a little bit delayed, so he's still gonna be a couple camps behind here, and it's a nice little defensive cross there from Blaber to make sure he can secure his Raptors as Palafox.
Ooh, nice flick there from Palafox, forces APA to have to flash in response, but it was Palafox who also had the flash first after APA got the better of him in that trade. So both mid laners vulnerable without the flashes now. Nice bubble lands from Ignar. Vulcan down below 300 HP. Got to be a little bit careful here as Zven does fire back into FBI's health bar.
Yeah, trading very heavily down here, and the CS has been very competitive, so FBI and Ignar are doing quite decently for themselves, making use of that Nami sustain the entire time, and now the burst damage.
Yeah, FBI is going in. Zven and Vulcan got to be respectful here. Flash out, eXyu wanting to show up down here in the bottom lane, try to find that first blood again. Won't quite land it, but now that's a lot of vulnerability on the C9 bottom lane.
And eXyu does invest a lot for that. He didn't go for his Krug, so he hasn't been clearing.
Now here's the consequences of the earlier flash for Flash. Blaber shows up mid lane, and it's all too easy for him and APA to find a first blood on Palafox.
Yeah, I mean, you summed it up perfectly there with the flash counts, right? Zven had flash still on bottom side, so trying to go for the lane gank and you know, gank down there. They just get his flash, not a kill, right? And mid lane had been traded, so no way for Palafox to flash out. Galio, one of the biggest strengths here for the champion, is always the gank setup. And with Blaber having his flash to close the distance as well for the Nocturne, nice setup from APA. I feel like he just so frequently excels on these setup mid laners, and now he's going to go for a top side.
Yep, there's the heroic entrance right on top of the 1v1 underneath the turret, but it's APA who sends himself into the grave. They still get their mark. They'll take down Photon as the wave gets eaten by the turret, but now Palafox is coming in to try to turn this into a 2-for-1 affair. Thanatos still trying to get all the way back out of here, flashes away from the seismic shove, sidesteps the threaded volley. Thanatos gets away.
eXyu is just not farming, bro. Like,
no.
He keeps trying to trail to these plays, and that was a long sequence of him walking. Okay, so in the end, it did cost Thanatos his flash. You know, Thanatos uses his flash to get out of there, but Blaber continues to farm away here, and the Nocturne will get to the level 6 first. So you have to think this Nocturne, wow, all the solo laners, well, both solo laners on both sides have no flashes, no summoner spells. So Blaber might make another visit to one of the solo lanes here if they're trading fairly heavily with the Nocturne, you know, ultimates and level advantage. And that could be a little bit rough. Taliyah is definitely the more squishy one, but Photon's getting pummeled up there too. I mean, he has to play into a top lane Varus, and it was a top lane Varus that, as we were talking about from Champ Select, like, was not harassed by enemy jungle or anything early on because, yeah, there it is!
Yep, and immediately Blaber just arrives into the top lane, point blank, piercing arrow straight to the face. Blaber will take the kill, and Thanatos is sitting pretty in top lane.
Yeah, I mean, Photon had a play into the top lane Varus, and then Nocturne's gonna have the early level lead. The ultimate goes down, bot side though!
Yep, APA shows up, FBI will retreat now. Piltover Peacemaker did clip him at the very end for the extra damage.
Man, Thanatos also is just keeping the wave right in front of his turrets. And he's at the steel caps. He's at the steel caps for a while, actually. So Photon's going to have to teleport back to a pushed lane, and he has to call Palafox. Yo, bro, please. Somebody help me. I need some backup. We got to push this in. Okay. Thank God.
Yeah, the farm's not looking very good up here in the top lane. 67 to 39, make it 68. Nice, got all of them. 69, easy peasy. That's just not a good situation for the Jax. Jax is normally supposed to be an AD carry's worst nightmare, but Thanatos is resting easy.
Yeah, Thanatos, as you can see, is a monster. Bottom side, though, we're going to get a little action.
Okay, eXyu trying to make his moves. Zven about to fall here, even pops the barrier, will ultimately die to FBI.
Yo, nice. Even gave the kill over to FBI Lucian here.
Yeah.
Get an extra honor after the game for that one.
Yeah, get extra +1.
And honestly, they do want to get FBI up to Essence Reaver and up to you know, some having some threat here on the map. They can get an item on him, rotate him mid. APA is closing in though. APA flanking down here for the Dragon. It's kind of weird because nobody else is moving, and Blaber's literally on the grub. So that's a little bait. There's a little just a little walk down, take a look.
Just mean mugging him a little bit. All right, well, the Dragon does fall. That one goes over to Dignitas. Remember that in game number 1, Dig had an early lead in terms of gold, but they just never had any control over the Drakes, and it kind of felt like they got desperate. Like, we remember the play where Photon teleports away, Palafox tries to find something around the Drake pit, gets punished instead, and I feel like at least now, we're starting off with a Drake for Dignitas, so you're not going to have that same level of pressure mounting against you.
Yeah, if I told you you're going to have to pay me 2,000 gold for that Dragon, would you still want to do it, though?
Hell no. That's an expensive Dragon.
Yeah, that's kind of expensive. And especially if you're Photon, you're like, I don't want to pay for that, man. A lot of that's coming out of my pocket. 1,000 of that gold. It's coming out of my pocket. I'm just getting shot full of arrows up here.
Yeah, it's not getting any better either. It's 90 to 54 in terms of farm now. You can see eXyu hanging around. Here comes another piercing arrow. Just can't even take a recall when you want it.
He can watch some minions die here. Oh, he's going to get this cannon, though, for show. eXyu's here to make sure of it.
All right, counter-strike immediately. Wind becomes lightning. Thanatos under pressure here as eXyu continues the chase.
Nocturne
Thanatos already going to go ahead, spin the exhaust on that one. Paranoia's about to arrive as Blaber gets 1 kill, makes it an even trade here, and he wants even more. Going in after eXyu, but Blaber overcommits! eXyu gets the kill and barely stays alive.
Oh, you got to finish the job, bro. If you're going to stay in there, stay in
Full
there.
send means full.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, Dignitas, there you go. You create some action, you know, make it crazy, and they're going to be able to chop down some of that gold lead. Nice little setup there. I mean, Photon, again, it's on the cannon minion, so he went for the all-in towards the cannon dying and set up for eXyu to be able to follow the kill onto Thanatos. But with Blaber hovering, you know, you can see him on the minimap and Nocturne ult ready.
Yeah.
I honestly thought it was actually going to turn around better for Cloud9, but Dignitas come out ahead. Okay, so we're looking at it. Cannon's taking shots from the tower. Then Photon goes in. He gets the stun, so you can W for eXyu guaranteed. You can chase this annoying Varus down. But as we were talking about, the Nocturne ult being there didn't save him as, you know, it was able to break the tether on the fear. Man, Blaber really thought that last auto was going to kill.
Yep.
Tough luck.
29 HP.
Nice.
Yeah, that was pretty nice.
I mean, yeah, considering the state of the game, definitely nice for them because Blaber lost a decent amount there with the shutdown going over back to eXyu. So that at least cuts down on the jungle individual lead that they had going for themselves.
But the problem is, it is still a very Cloud9 favored game state. Top lane continues to be an issue as Thanatos continues to have dominance in that 1v1. Next Dragon gonna spawn here in about 2 minutes, so we'll see if we get a fight over that one. Quests are starting to get completed. You can see both supports have theirs done. Thanatos already has his done up here in the top side as well.
Help me, I want a CS. So I push the lane and
Nope, that is a sorry lane state for Photon, man. He's just gonna have to ask for more help, and Dignitas.
Help is on the way. Look at that.
Okay.
4 people up top.
All right. The cries for help have been answered. FBI and Ignar will arrive into the lane. Okay, Photon tries to go all in after Thanatos, and the Varus nearly just kills him anyway. It's a good thing they sent as many people as they did.
I mean, there's also, I was wanting to see if it was going to continue because Blaber has ult, but they're not going to press the issue too far. Again, Taliyah's roaming over, so 4 people still here for Dig, and the rotation for Photon back down to the bottom side of the map. Unfortunately, now Photon's going to have no flash. I mean, of course, Thanatos had to use his, but with the exhaust coming up shortly for Thanatos, he could pressure another kill, and he could still just make it so difficult for Thanatos. So even though the top lane matchup is now in the bottom half of the map, it's still going to be painful for Sir Photon.
Yeah, Photon, level 9 versus level 11. Of course, he is about to hit level 10 here. There you go, quest complete, level up.
Not even allowed to look at those minions, though.
Nope.
Thanatos made him run around the block.
Nope, especially now.
Take another lap, buddy. All right, you can watch them now, at least. You can watch them.
He's got the experimental hex plate, too, so even if you try to go in after him, all Varus has to do is unleash the chains of corruption, and he becomes a monster. This is just, when does it get better for a melee champion into Varus top? Because it doesn't seem like it really gets better.
Yeah.
All right, it doesn't. Fair enough.
Team fights, maybe. We'll see. Dragon will be started up here by Dignitas.
Okay. Dignitas beginning the objective. Would love to have a 2-0 Dragon start here in his second game. But C9 is jumping in. The Drake is already secured by eXyu. Heroic entrance from APA. Immediately, though, they just get the burst. That was a wallop for Palafox. He wants that teleport back, man. That was not good.
Oh, that teleport sucks. I mean, it's one of those ones, too. You see your team disengaging, and you're like, uh-oh. My hands are already off the wheel. I can't stop
guys,
it.
Do you see the light shining on the board? I'm going to be there.
Where's the eject button? Where's the cancel?
The emergency.
Abort mission! No!
The emergency ejection seat as Photon tries to get away from Thanatos, but no, it's a solo kill in the bottom lane. The Varus is over 50 farm ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When's Photon going to get his Trinity Force?
Next game?
Not super soon, but it could happen sometime. He actually had to buy Merc Treads as well. He felt necessary to get this tenacity.
I'm in orange.
Mal, if you want to go.
Yeah. I'm coming.
That's Taliyah. That's Taliyah.
I'm coming. Taliyah's dead. Okay, let's go.
Rift in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to take a quick base.
Okay.
I'm on top.
Dude, he sounded so excited. He was like, "Oh, that's Taliyah TP!" Like a kid on Christmas. Yo, that's Taliyah TP right there. That's like, we got to kill after all. They're not out.
You see a box under the Christmas tree shaped conspicuously like exactly what you wanted, and you're just like, "Let's go! This is perfect."
I love that. They're like calm shot calling. All right, I'm going in. You ready? We're gonna do Galio Nocturne combo. Yep, sounds good. Okay. They escape. Nope. Oh, wow! That's Taliyah TP. Let's go.
What is this guy doing here? Yeah, that was a pretty big blunder there from Palafox and Dignitas, and C9 are now 3,000 gold ahead, 2,000 of which is the individual lead for Thanatos over Photon. The Jax he still just has no footing in this game, man.
Help me, please. I'm level 11. Thanatos 13.
Yeah, that's...
Look how many, there's literally 4 icons up here too in the top half of the map for Dignitas. Look at that, wait, that cannon. Oh, did he get that cannon?
Do you remember?
Probably not.
Hold on, Vulcan going in, finds the Pop Blossom. Blaber's ready to follow it up, and FBI is already down. Oh no, not again! This time it's Photon arriving into the middle of everyone here with the teleporters. The Chains of Corruption find him on the very edge of the fight. Photon will stay alive, but the damage is already done. FBI is already dead, and Dignitas won't get anything back.
Counter-strike. Okay. Driving skills here, not a lot of space to go with after that wall does get built there, so Shelly's not gonna finish the turret, but you know, I've got a suspicious feeling
that it's going to die anyway.
Cloud9 are still gonna be able to get that.
I think I agree. I think that I'm also feeling the feeling that you're feeling. That turret is most likely not long for this world. Zven has to flash away. FBI's ready to flash follow. Might just find himself the kill here onto the Caitlyn. The barrier keeps Zven alive for a little bit longer, but it's not enough. FBI picking up an important kill as topside. Photon and eXyu were trying to make the play here onto Thanatos, but a TP is about to arrive on the Cloud9 side. APA is there. He gets the taunt. Thanatos staying alive for now, but Photon finally gets his shutdown. Nicely done.
Okay. Dignitas here getting some money on the map. They go hard mid, they get a kill, they go hard top, another kill. Death to the AD carries, they say. That's what the...
Kill both of them.
Oh, another one still.
Yeah, but back in mid lane, now we've got a problem as Vulcan is ready to help Blaber there with another Pop Blossom alley-oop.
Yeah, did I stutter? That's the AD carries. All of them! That includes
Everybody's
you,
dead.
FBI!
If you are an AD carry in this game, you are dead.
Fair is fair. Okay, well.
Okay, but Dignitas has both of the early dragons so far. Third dragon is spawning here in 30 seconds. If Dignitas can move on to Soul Point, that's pretty good. Pretty good.
That is very good, actually.
But I don't exactly think that Cloud9 is just going to let him do that.
Now, another suspicious feeling here. Okay, IE, though, pretty far still away for Zven, so at least they don't have to worry about that 2-item power spike, whereas FBI on some some cheaper items here with Essence Reaver and the Rapid Fire, you can go for these big bursty exchanges like we're seeing. You dash in, you get the Nami mandate buff on you, and get your Essence Reaver proc on them, and now is the time to shine. Dignitas starting it up here. They're down 4,000 gold as a team, but they want these dragons to continue. Look at the Taliyah wall position right now from Palafox. Can he...
Yep. Let's see, eXyu immediately jumps in. Zven bursted nearly down to 0, but he does barely hang on. APA also has to flash away to keep himself alive. Very well done from Dignitas. They don't get any kills, but they earn themselves total control over the dragon. They go to Soul Point.
Yeah, if they had gotten, like, maybe if that was a little bit sooner and they had actually gotten the wall to come through and secured the kill on this Zven, because, you saw the ult from FBI. So close there, trying to finish off Zven, but Zven barely got to escape with his life. And so no kills to Dig. They still get the objective, which honestly is quite good for them. But nicely drawn up. Could have been a tiny bit better. Cloud9 still going to be able to take these low health outer towers. Mid one down 2.
Yeah, and Blaber's going in yet again for the paranoia. APA arrives right behind them, but not in time to actually land anything valuable there with the knock-up on the Galio ultimate. So C9 still with a little bit over a 4,000 gold lead. Blaber still 5-1 here on this Nocturne. Has the Stride Breaker completed alongside the experimental Hex Plate. Just feels like nowhere is safe for Dignitas.
Yeah, got to kite back towards their towers here, and they do disengage that ulti. No flash here for Ignar. I mean, Nami is definitely a kill target for sure. That is squishy, but maybe he can have some good positioning. Stay far back out of the big engage, the big AOE. Dignitas had a decent look for themselves previously, and FBI's flash. He's got a pretty fairly small window. Another like 45-ish seconds left on that thing. Maybe even 30 or something less now before he gets full safety back. And he's kind of the hope, FBI, see what kind of position he can get into. If he can get some like burst damage, a little poke damage before something starts, would be really nice for them. But
it feels like he's the win con.
Yeah, they're basically waiting for Dragon Soul here. Mountain Soul actually would go a long way. That extra survivability would be very much appreciated by Dignitas if they can get there.
Yeah, but the problem is Thanatos is 1,500 gold ahead. Blaber's 1,500 gold ahead. APA's 1,500 gold ahead. These leads on the top side of the map are becoming very much a problem. And I don't really know how you solve that problem as Dignitas.
Yeah, it also means and they're gonna have to win a team fight to be able to get some tower gold. All the towers are still available, and they still honestly all have a lot of plates. So maybe they can find a world. It's just so hard to split push though, because the Nocturne's fed. So if they're like, oh, look at all these crystals built up on these side turrets. Maybe we can go get a little bit of money.
Get some crust busters.
We go, bust some
crust
to get paid, but it's really dangerous with the Nocturne floating around between these lanes.
And this Varus now with the Dusk and Dawn completed. This guy is so much of a pain to have to deal with in the side lane.
And tanky, man.
Yeah.
A lot of health on.
Look at his health bar.
On this item build.
this guy's a problem. And he's got the exhaust. So even if you find a good angle on him, guess what? No fun allowed button. This is a tough situation here, but there is now less than 100 seconds until we get that potential Mountain Soul for Dignitas. I feel like they kind of need it here. If C9 gets this next one, I don't think the game is going to be in a playable state 5 minutes down the road. We're kind of teetering on the brink of extinction right now to begin with. Dignitas really needs this drink.
All right. A lot of importance put on the setup for that dragon then. And
yeah.
Currently, no vision for them. And as we said, Ignar still no flash, and that's a squishy Nami, so he needs help to get vision. Ooh, Cloud9, good call. While they know Dig are feeling pressure to get vision on the bottom side to lead over to the Dragon Soul, they say, fine, the Baron's up already. You can try and go get some vision over by the bottom half of the map. We're just going to burn through this Baron, 7,000 health and just dropping. Dignitas, too late now.
Yeah, it's just a sneaky Baron. 24 minutes in, C9 get it. No contest from Dig. They were caught unaware.
They got it early enough that there's still plenty of time to Baron-empowered recall.
Yeah.
And then reset for the Dragon fight as well. Dignitas are going to try and get there first, though. With the Baron-empowered recall being used, they rotate over. They're in the river first.
Okay,
Can
Dignitas.
They really need this one, as you said.
Yup. This, especially after that Baron, this is now mandatory. They've got to make this work. Blaber forced to flash. That's a nice start for Dig.
Yeah, at the very least, they know that the Nocturne used ult to secure Baron to, cut off the vision. So there's no Nocturne threat here for Nocturne Galio, but you still have to worry about Neeko Galio combos.
Yep, Palafox also no Weaver's Wall available on the Taliyah. Chains of Corruption find the Dignitas mid laner. Palafox nearly bursted down, but he barely keeps himself alive. APA versus Photon in the back part of the fight, but the heroic entrance brings APA into the main mix. Now C9 trying to realign their battle lines as eXyu stays close to the Dragon. Thanatos chunked down below half. The rest of C9 in pretty good shape here as APA continues looking, prowling, trying to find Palafox. Culling is going to force Vulcan and Zven both away as Dignitas wants to go in for the Drake and try to secure it here. eXyu gets the smite and it's Mountain Soul over to Dignitas. But what about the fight after? eXyu barely keeping himself alive as APA falls, and Dignitas not only get the soul, they get a +1 in the fight.
Oh, they do it, Flowers. Palafox is able to survive even after getting hit with the snipe there. Look at this, Chains of Corruptions that you called out. Thanatos hits the snipe, but they can't finish him, and he does get the combo. Then they're so spread out here. Cloud9, no damage follow-up on the Vulcan attempt on FBI's life, so they just used a lot to try and go after Palafox and then go after FBI, but they didn't get either carry. The Dragon then getting low, and they push him out on the side again, and then FBI, with the culling, forces the flash out of the Neeko, which was the last, big tool that they still had, and it's just a fair smite fight. I think Blaber smited early, and then eXyu's able to secure it. He stays calm, and he plays the front line there as the Xin able to flash out at the end, and they get the shutdown on top of the Mountain Soul. That's all smiles for Dignitas.
That is actually huge. The value of that soul brings us back to a very close game state now. Yeah, it still says +3,500 for C9, but that soul is worth, what was the number the Freak said? It's like 5,000 or 6,000 gold is the average value of a Dragon Soul?
Dignitas, are they good for another one? They took a game off TL, they took a game off of Lion. Some of these top teams, Palafox goes for a wall. Palafox
tries to ride the wall, but instead gets taunted as soon as he arrives. C9 kind of just going to shrug that one off.
Okay. I mean, IE Lucian here, 3 items for both him and for Caitlyn, so both AD carries have some good damage output if they get some time.
Okay. Well, don't forget, it's not just a tale of 2 AD carries in this game. We've got 3 of them. Thanatos up here in this top lane, still just continuing to be a major pain in that 1v1. However, I do want to go ahead and give Photon some credit. Photon and eXyu both, because remember we were talking earlier on at the very start of the game, how eXyu was kind of falling behind the tempo in comparison to Blaber. He's honestly doing a pretty good job staying caught up right now. He's half a level behind, but that's really it. And Photon is now caught up to only being 20 CS behind the Varus.
Yeah, eXyu has been very effective, especially this last Dragon fight. I mean, you get the Dragon Soul, you secure that smite, that's like your salary for the day. Good job. It's worth.
I did my job.
Yeah, you hit that smite. You play the front line. He didn't even die there. That was That was very, very valuable. Blaber now, with the extra gold, though, does get the Guardian Angel, so you get, obviously, your 2 lives here for the super heavy engage. You can just Nocturne ultimate all the way in onto FBI and ensure a good Galio placement there. So that is going to be very hard to deal with, but I mean, you even asked, when does it get better for Photon versus Thanatos? Well, it gets way better now. I mean, you honestly, you're on 2 items. You don't care about the gold lead. I'm like, you know what, fine. Varus has the extra gold to buy as Seekers. You know, whatever. That can be annoying for team fights or whatever, but being able to have your 2 items on Jax and be level 16 now feels so much better. Obviously, it's not the ideal situation.
Right, things
but
can always be improved.
Now you're starting to feel better. And since eXyu has his 3 items and he's going in on the Galio right now.
Yeah, APA finds himself in the middle of 3 Dignitas players, and I think he wants to get out of town, but they're not going to let him. Palafox takes the kill, 1 for nothing for Dignitas. They got 45 seconds. What can they do with it?
You can get out of town as long as your destination is death, is the fountain.
Is the graveyard.
You can go to the graveyard. Nice little pick on the side lane here for Dignitas. I mean, just walking up, there's you know, no vision leading up, so they just collapse.
Yeah, nicely played from Dig. We've got ourselves a really close game. Just about 30 minutes on the clock. Dignitas are looking to take their 2nd turret of this 2nd game, as they will secure the tier 1 here in the mid lane, bring that gold lead back below 3,000 for C9. Mr. Kobe, there are less than 2 minutes on the timer until the Elder Dragon spawns. Now they're trying to make a move here onto Thanatos, who might just try to take Palafox with him, but he's not going to get there. Dignitas pick up another one.
Picking them up all over the map. The double teleport, 1 on either side of you.
Yup.
So there is nowhere to walk for Thanatos. They take him down. No exhaust, no flash. Dignitas are fully back, baby.
Yeah, Thanatos losing both summoner spells and still dying less than 90 seconds before the Elder spawns. The Baron is on the map right now, and it's Dignitas just going for it. Nobody from C9 is even in the same zip code. They're just gonna get it.
Dig Baron, baby. Dignitas Baron with the Elder Dragon Soul Shield. I mean, even the Nocturne, the Galio combinations are not nearly as threatening.
No.
And since Varus, top lane Varus builds very tanky, unless you're getting like headshot chained from Zven from a lot of this CC, and he's able to get a good Caitlyn combination off on you, the Dignitas members can feel very, very tanky and fairly safe. And we saw it that last Dragon fight. Both FBI and Palafox were able to survive, and that was pre-Dragon Soul Shield being available to them. Yeah. Both of them have their flashes. And Zhonya's is on Palafox too. So they've got a lot of survivability here. Will it be enough at this fight though? Trap line looks good for Cloud9, trying to keep Dignitas on one side, but Palafox is looking for another Taliyah wall. You see him in position.
Yep. And there it goes, gonna try to catch C9 on the wrong side of it, and APA is isolated. FBI kills him before the fight even starts. It's a 5v4 for Dignitas. Vulcan wants to try to turn it around here with a pop blossom, finds 3 targets, but where's the follow-up damage? eXyu's already on a killing spree, and Thanatos is down. FBI about to fall. Blaber goes into the resurrection, but Dignitas has already found themselves a couple of kills. It's about to be 3. A double kill for eXyu, and the only one left still standing on C9 is Vulcan.
Yeah, and Vulcan is gonna have a one-man army attempt at defending their base. It's not going to be easy. Dignitas, they're coming to end it, Flowers.
Dignitas is bringing it back.
Nice, guys. Good shit, good shit. I played that fight kind of bad.
Okay, they're not going for the end. Okay, we just go for a tower before the Elder.
Okay, okay.
This way you get more time on the Elder. I was like, oh man, they're just straight going for it. Death timers are still pretty short for that, so you get one tower first, and then you pick up the Elder afterwards, so you get more time on the buff. All good, okay.
This has been a great comeback for Dignitas. Remember that 10 minutes ago, we were talking about how they've got to secure this Dragon Soul. If they don't get the Dragon Soul here, the game's going to be too far gone. eXyu ends up getting the smite. They get exactly what they need to, and it feels like Cloud9 has just sort of fallen apart since.
Yeah, Palafox with a really good wall here. Cuts off Galio mid-Justice Punch. Against, we're going to get multiple viewpoints here of it. Very nice slide in there and blocks the punch. Dignitas taking him down. and the revenge of Dignitas. I think maybe this is a little early to go, but I think the revenge is complete. When you see them dominate this team fight, they take down the Guardian Angel from Blaber as well.
Yep.
I just don't think that this Cloud9 team is going to have the damage to get through Mountain Souls from Dignitas, and they've got the Elder Dragon buff on top. Zven is going to do his best. Trapline and Caitlyn pew pew, but I don't think Dignitas are going to be too worried about it.
No, they are not. They still have the Elder for another 90 seconds, although the Baron has now fallen off. We'll see how hard Dignitas wants to force this issue. Trapline in mid being such a pain for them to have to deal with, but they continue pressing forward anyway.
I mean, it is annoying to deal with. You can say that again because they're not pressing for it yet. Here we go. Still have the Elder Dragon buff. So still have to be careful.
Yeah, Photon immediately diving in, wants to start this fight with a kill on Zven. A little bit more damage, gets it done, and the Elder finds the execution. Palafox goes on a killing spree, and now Photon's only going to be halted for a moment. Dignitas continues their chase. Thanatos trying to stand and fight. He goes golden, but the Dragon's going to execute him as soon as he drops it. FBI takes the kill there. Dignitas still have all 5 alive, and they might just go for the end right here.
They're going to do it all right. Dignitas going to even up this series, Flowers.
Dignitas bringing it back in a game number 2 where they were down almost 5,000 gold. FBI gets the kill there onto Blaber. It is only APA and Vulcan still standing. Vulcan finally dies. The deathless streak is over, and Dignitas ended it. They're going to work their way through these Nexus turrets. They will make their way onto the Nexus, and Dignitas has taken us to game 3.
And it's at the hands of Photon Jax. He delivers Vulcan his first death in 5. Well, he's 6 games out. The 6th game is the last one. The revenge is complete there for Photon. Analysts, how you feeling about the series now?